All right, good morning, folks. It is Monday morning and we're back in for this class. So live class is good to go. You guys are doing the recording. We're going to start down on the floor. It's a little bit dark in here. That's 'cause it's raining outside. Don't know what's happened. Normal service will resume later on in the week. But here we go. Anyway, Monday class, we're going to start down on the floor. We're doing a warm up and then we're going into a leg workout. I can tell you there's no lunge ups in this workout. Don't know what's going on there. There's not even any lunges. All right, so that's what's not coming up, but it's going to work the legs. We're down on the floor, let's get warmed up. All right, so down we go. We're down on mat in box shape. You know the deal, hands below shoulders, knees below hips, finding that neutral alignment. We're going to start out with cat-cow, so articulating through the length of the spine as we curve and curl the back up into that arch, allowing the head to hang, allowing the pelvis to tilt underneath, breathing into that curvature through the length of the spine, gently flexing through the length of the back. All right, and gently softening back down through that neutral alignment and shining the chest forwards into cow stretch. Feel that opposite curvature of the spine, perhaps not as pronounced as the cat stretch, that gentle extension through the back, that tilting of the pelvis the other way. All right, and then with the timing of your own breath, alternating between those two positions, flexing from cat, extending to cow, feeling that tilting of the pelvis one way and then the other. Feel that movement available to you through the lower back, that opening out through the chest, that hanging of the head. So as if you're breathing some life into the length of the spine, waking up. Nice. All right, after your next one, take it back to neutral, refine that alignment, so resettled into that neutral alignment. Right, let's take the right leg and extend it. Toes on the floor still, toes on the floor, right leg extended. Good, extended from the hip. We're going to do knee drives up towards the elbow, so that right extended leg is now going to drive up, knee towards the elbow, and then stretch back down, toes touch down, knee drive up, extend back. Give me that movement a few times, as if you're waking up that hip, but also waking up through that musculature, through that side body. Good. Nice. Can you drive that knee up and hold it there? And then extend that leg over to the side before opening up through that right arm as well. Nice. Open through the chest and shoulders. Good. And then lower the hand back down. Bring the knee back in. Kick it right back out. And then the knee comes through. Reset your alignment. Other side. Left leg extends through to the toes. Hold that extension first. Nothing else has changed. Shoulders over hands, hips over knee. And then knee drive up towards the elbow. And then fire that leg back. So just bring some movement into that hip. And again, switching on that musculature through that side body. Good. Right, drive the knee up, hold it there. Extend the leg out to the side. And then open out through the arm, through the shoulder and through the chest. Good. All right, bringing that hand back around, bringing the knee back in, extending the leg back out, bringing the knee back through, back into box shape. Tuck the toes, lift the hips into a downward facing dog. All right, paddle out through the ankles, bring some movement through the ankles. So as if you're waking up and just loosening up through the ankles here. All right, and then resettle down. Can you step the left foot halfway forward? So left foot halfway forward. So you're in like a kind of like a sprint stance here. There. All right, find some alignment here, find some groundedness. And then can you open up through that left side as well? So you've got like an extension in this half sprinter stance. Nice. Good, sweep the hand back through. Foot goes back into high plank position. We're going to come down into a back extension. So knees come down, forearms come down, lower the hips into Sphinx pose. You can flatten the feet on the floor as well. Right, so going through these movements to waken up the body, gently stretching through your range of movement. Right, lift the hips up, hands on the floor, tuck the toes, lift back up into downward facing dog. Right, so right, this time right foot steps halfway forwards into like a half sprinting stance. There. Good. Alright, right foot forwards, right arm reaches. Here. So again, feel the body waking up. Open out through the chest and shoulder again. Good. Alright, bring the hand back around. Hand finds the floor. Step back into high plank position. There. Now lower everything down towards the floor and then push through into an upward facing dog or a cobra stretch. And then really lift up through the hips. Really find downward facing dog. Alright, good. Similar, this time I'm going to step the left foot forwards, but all the way forwards in between the hands. And then open up as if you're shining the chest forwards here. Feel that stretch through that long sprinter stance. Good. Right, so we've got left foot forward, right hand flat on the floor. Open up through the left if it's there for you, or even just left hand, left knee. Feel that rotation through the torso. As if you're corkscrewing that right hand into the floor. So a rotation that feels helpful for you. Good, circle that arm around, send it forwards, lengthening. And then that hand comes inside the left foot. Step back into high plank, lift back up into downward facing dog. Right, same thing with the side. Right foot steps forwards, in between the hands. Find that long sprinter stance. Open up the chest forwards. Right, left hand flat on the floor. Open up with the right. Or it could just be right hand, right knee. Maybe that feels better for you. There. Good. Circle that arm around, send it forwards. There's that length through the body, through the limbs. Right hand comes inside the right foot. Step back into high plank. Lift up, downward facing dog. And then step or walk the feet towards the hands into that forward fold. And then rebuild all the way up high. Reach up, circle around, and kick that out. All right, kick that mat out. Away you go, Matt. All right, we're going to go to work on these legs. So, all right, legs have been slightly warmed up there. So we're going to go into a little squat set here. So we're going to bring the feet parallel, about hip width apart. We're going to go down into a squat and push all the way back up. Easy. Down into a squat and up. So basic squat here. Okay, I'm just doing this. I do this thing with the hands, but the elbows kind of come inside the knees here. So it's down into strong squat position and power up here. If you want to do something slightly different, you can do. Maybe you want to throw the arms forwards. Either way, it's a strong, symmetrical, parallel squat. All right, down and up for 10 reps. Down, push up, 1, down, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Easy, we can do squats like that. We're going to do the same thing, 10 reps, but we're just going to put a little bit more weight on one side, so nothing else changes. I just want you to emphasize the work through one side. So I can do that, I can squat down here, it looks like a squat, I've just emphasized one side doing more work than the other. It's still in alignment. I've brought my body weight slightly over this side, going into a squat, okay? Get that going. Feel how you can emphasize one side. Feel how that leg is working. Feel how it's still got that strong alignment. 10 reps down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel how that other leg is working less. 6, 7. Sorry, I missed one out. 8, 9, and 10. Shift your weight over to the other side. Go down into the squat. Feel how now this side is working. Other foot is still on the floor, but it's not got so much weight on it. Look, I can almost lift it up. 10 reps. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So far, so good. All right, next progression up, I'm going to favour one side and I'm just going to touch back a little bit with the other side. You can see it's not right back into a lunge. I'm going to be doing a squat like this. It's like a split squat position. Well, I have absolutely no idea what happened then. Right. Sorry team, we're doing a split squat here. You got your weight on this side, touching down on the other. Alright, have we got that? You've been doing this for longer than me now. 10 reps, 10, 9, 8, 7, this leg has got the same alignment. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Switch it round, other foot down, toes slightly back on the other side. There's our weight over this leg. Get that squat going. We're going to have to do a few more on this side just to keep balance on the other. There. Alright, we got that. So it's like a squat. This leg is moving just like it would do in that squat. Toes down on the other side. 10 reps down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is just toes down on this back foot. 7, 8, the weight is over this lead leg. 10. Oh, all right. Hopefully you can feel that working that leg that you're emphasizing. Last progression here. We go from here, we now keep this foot off the floor. Single leg squat. All right, so it looks very similar to what you were doing a minute ago, except you just had the foot down. It looks similar to that squat before, where you favoured one side. But if it's there for you, single leg squat. This is tricky. If that's too much, that's not going to be helpful. Drop it back to one of the previous versions. We'll set this up, 10 good reps on each side. Set up. Arms can be in sprinter if you want, or just in balance. We go down for the squat and push up. Find that movement. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, challenging. All right, set up on the other side. Find your balance. Maybe find that position first with the toes down. Oh, there's that squat on a single leg. Get that movement going. 10 reps for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Okay, we're not done yet. We're keeping these progressions. We're going to do a few more sets on each. Let's have a think about what we're doing. So try not to think of these as just exercises. These are movements that you're trying to strengthen. So it's that basic movement and basic functionality of knee, hip, core stability, that pushing movement. So you're strengthening, reinforcing that movement. Wherever you put this foot, whether it's on the floor or whether it's lifted, this is the movement you're strengthening. So have a think about how you're holding yourself, how this leg is aligned, the movement and the posture and the alignment that you want to strengthen. Find it and then we'll work it for 10 reps. All right, set up in whatever position you're going to be working from. 10 reps in 3, 2, 1, going down and push up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Set up on the other side. Challenging for the balance indeed. All right, set up, going in 3, 2, 1. Take it down, push up for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Last set, back where we started. Parallel, symmetry, squats. Both feet flat on the floor. Take it down for a squat. Easy. Push up for 1. Down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. All right, so working through a progression like that, strengthening the functionality through that whole movement chain. All right, moving on. Lower leg. A set of calf raises. We're leaning back in against the wall here. Into that calf stretch, right? You know the drill here. Find that point of stretch. Through that lower leg, through the Achilles, and we're lifting up smoothly, up through to the ball of the foot. Working through that full range of movement. There. All right, so a little interval set here to bring that work and bring that focus into that lower leg. All right, find that smooth lift from a lengthened stretch position, smoothly up onto the balls of the feet. It's not overloading those muscles, it's working them. Again, increasing functionality through that lower leg. All right, now we do that thing where we go back to that stretch position and then allow the knees to soften. Doesn't have to be too much, but just softening through the knees, taking off the work from the bulky muscles in that lower leg and focusing on those deeper, smaller muscles. Calf raises from there. Feel that functionality through the ankle. How those joints are able to move smoothly. That control through the musculature, through the feet and the lower leg. Okay, lower the heels, re-lengthen the legs, refine that symmetry of alignment, and then lifting back up into that calf raise. Good. So again, to strengthen that lower leg, to strengthen through the Achilles. You don't have to be taking this to fatigue. You don't need to be maxing out the work and the weight that you put through the leg. It's more about nurturing functionality. All right, lower down, heels on the floor and just to that stretch. Breathe. Good. All right, up we come. And just march that out. So you should feel that those work through that lower leg. Nice. All right, staying with the legs. No lunges, no lunge ups. Single leg, stand tall. All right, so not squats this time. Right knee is going to lift up into that familiar knee lift position. All right, let's start with familiar kick out. So keeping the pelvis level. We kick out and back, out and back. All right, keep this going for a little while. So we've done this loads. All right, aware of where the challenge is on this one. Is it lengthening the hamstrings? Is it the strength through the hip flexor? Is it that combination? Is it the strength through that standing leg? So again, strengthening the functionality, perhaps of single leg balance, single leg standing strength, extension, holding. All right, back to knee lift. There. All right, settle the shoulders down. All right, without losing that stability through the midsection, kick out and hold. Hold. Strong through the midsection. Ooh, we thought kick outs were bad. Hold. Stand tall, stand strong, shoulder blades down. 3, 2, 1, knee lift. And down. Oh, that's suddenly escalated. All right, stand tall. Let's go with the other side. I was going to do a little combination from there, but we'll switch sides first. Knee lift up, other side, so you switch your legs here. Shoulders down. Strong through that standing leg. kick out. Nothing else changes, just kick out to the angle that you're able to kick out at. All right, so yeah, we got this. We've been doing this for so long, we can do kick-ups all morning. Kick-ups, kick-outs. All right, back to knee lift. Stand tall, shoulders down, pelvis level, engaged through the core. Kick out and hold. Shoulders down, pelvis level, extended leg. Are we shaking? Yeah. 3, 2, 1. Bring it in and down. Oh, yikes. All right. Okay, we're not finished. Stand tall. Other side. How many sides have we got? Okay, so the first side that you worked, knee lift comes back up. This time we're going to open out to the side without anything else changing and bring it back. All right, so we open out to the side and back. Okay, so that hip opening here. All right, how's that movement? How's that functionality through the hip? Good, can you lift that and hold? Hold. Stand tall, shoulders down. I wasn't going to do this, but could we do kick-outs from there? Oh, we could. I'll let you do that if you like. Oh, that's really difficult. Right, I'm just going to hold this here. Okay, bring it back to center. Staying with this side, you're now going to transition into that kick back. Donkey kick back, hold that there. Alright, so a bit more familiar here. Donkey kick, standing on that single leg balance, extended through that lifted leg. Alright, remembering that knee lift position, sweep that knee back through, refine knee lift, there it is, and back down. Alright, that was a little bit sneaky. Stand tall, other side, knee lift comes up, there's your balance, out to the side, back to center. Do that movement a few times, feeling that range of movement, or lack of it, that we have through this hip. How dare you suggest a lack of a range of movement? Well, I just know that for me, any sort of movement of the hip that's not just in a straight line from running or cycling feels really challenging. Go on and out to the side and hold. Should we try and do 5 on this side, kick outs for 1, 2, oh, that just feels 3, 4, and 5. I think that looks as ridiculous as it feels. Right, back to center, transition through, donkey kick, there, hold. All right, and sweeping that knee through, refine knee lift, stand tall, shoulders down, and relax. Oh, all right, youch. All right, take it back to the wall, leaning against the wall, calf raises, so interval to that lower leg, calf raise, heels down, lift all the way up, onto the balls of the feet, get it going again. So working back into that lower leg. Good. So again, from heels down, lift them all the way up, onto the balls of the feet. Those ankles are tracking smoothly, not going out to the side, are they? Lifting up. Good, all right, heels down, flex at the knees, soften at the knees, and then lift the heels up and down. Feel like working into those deeper muscles. 3, 2, and 1. Re-lengthen the legs. There's that stretch position, lifting up onto the balls of the feet from there. Good, and then heels down, just hold that stretch. There's the stretch, leaning into this, not forcing it, just allowing that length to come through to the back of the legs. And up from there. Nice. All right, staying with the legs. We've got time for this. Yeah, we've got time for this. We've got 2 minutes left. You're going to spend 1 of those minutes going down into squat and then back into lunge. Right, team, I want you to find plunger. So remember plunger, squat to lunge. Right, team, get this going. You're here for 1 minute. I want you to bring a final burn into these leg muscles. This doesn't count as a lunge, by the way. I did say there were no lunges. This is a plunge. All right, squat to lunge. We're here for 1 minute. Good. All right, so this is going to be to finish. It's going to take you through to the end of this class. All right, so we did that little warm up on the floor from cat-cow. We went into those single leg squats, building it up from a symmetry squat, working on that functionality. And those single leg movements as well, with those calf raise intervals thrown in there. So a lot of those key ingredients for functional leg strength. Still here in this plunger, timer is up at 45 seconds, 15 seconds left. Last 10 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, march that out. Yikes, that was quite a burn to end with. All right, march this out. A few moments here. Good. All right, take us into a knee drive up. So extending that march. Good, and then take us into a wide leg stretch. So we're in here. Perhaps allow yourself to fold forwards towards the floor, bring that stretch to the back of the legs. Breathing into the stretch. Allowing the knees to soften, forearms come onto the knees, toes point slightly out. And then refold down to the floor, re-lengthen the legs. Bring it all the way up, reach high, circle around, and smoothly back in. All right, team, spend a little bit longer stretching in your own time. Rehydrate, and I'll see you back in on Wednesday from Glasgow. Wednesday and Friday, 7:30 for the live class. All right, team, hope that set you up for the start of your week. Yeah, that was a workout. I'll see you on Wednesday. Bye for now.